Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek here, and it's been a hot minute since we've chatted face to face, so to speak, hasn't it? But amidst a lot of things going on right now, I wanted to come on to make a couple of little announcements. Well, one big announcement and then some little announcements. And I'm going to get the big one out of the way first because it's the most important, and I was also supposed to talk about it 2 days ago, so I need to get it out of the way now. Which is that my community, the Red Host community, we are running a community challenge, or I am running a community challenge, along with Brandon, who's our big boss, second in charge, whatever. And so the idea was that we just wanted to do something that everyone in the community for Warhammer Fantasy, whether you're kind of more into the tabletop aspect or whatever, could participate in very, very easily. Traditionally, when we've done community challenges in the past, they've been a little bit more skill-based along, you know, kind of like speed runs and stuff like that. And we wanted to try and do something that anybody could attempt. So this time what we're doing is a Halloween photo challenge. So essentially the goal is to create a very spooky, fun screenshot within Total War Warhammer and then submitting that, and eventually we're going to pick a winner. So as far as how all of this is going to work, it started 2 days ago and it runs until Halloween Day, where on Halloween Day, I am going to be doing a very special stream. I am not going to spoil anything about it just yet, but I will say maybe keep an eye on my socials and you may start seeing hints about what's going to happen on that day. But in any event, basically in this screenshot challenge, throughout the entire community, we're going to pick 10 winners. Those 10 winners are going to have the ability to pick from first to 10th. They're going to have the ability to pick one of a set of prizes, and I'll kind of like flash those up on screen as I talk about them, but there's going to be 5 miniatures to pick from. The first is going to be the Big Daddy himself, everyone's favorite bone father, and that is Nagash, Supreme Lord of the Undead. So his miniature will be available for whoever wants to claim it. Once again, we'll start with the first place person. You'll get to pick. That way, if for whatever reason you're like, no, I want this other one, you don't have to pick Nagash. You could pick one of the others prizes. Another miniature prize is Archon the Black, the Mortar of Sacrament, who of course is Nagash's right-hand man and one of the only remaining, actually the only remaining Tomb King character who is in Age of Sigmar. But obviously these models would work for fantasy as well. These were playable during the end times. I tried to pick models that could be used in AOS or fantasy, not models that are just one or the other. So all of these models should have the ability to go to either. I don't know how that's going to work with the old world, but you know, they're cool looking minis regardless. The third mini is going to be Nephrata, the Mortar of Blood. So the first of the vampires up on her big scary dread abyssal. So you have that as an option, and then you could probably guess where this is going with the next entry is going to be Manfred von Karstein, the Mortar of Night. So the last remaining of the von Karsteins, and of course one of the ultimate big bad vampires in the entire history of Warhammer Fantasy, one who debatably kind of got the most done in a lot of different places. And then the final entry will be the Zombie Dragon model, which can be built as a Zombie Dragon, a Terrorgeist. It has different mount or rider options inside of it as well. You could put like a Strigoi Ghoul King on top. You could put a Vampire Lord on top, etc. So those are the models. And then I do want to give a shout out and thank you to Creative Assembly, who are going to be helping sponsor some of the prizes, because they're going to toss in 5 Champions of Chaos, there it is, DLC keys. So the first 10 winners will kind of go down the list and they'll be able to pick one of those prizes. And in the event that for whatever reason somebody doesn't want any of the prizes and is just happy with their position, we will kind of just keep going down the list until all the prizes have been handed out. But in addition to that, I do want to note that for the top 5 people, I will also send a personalized letter commenting about how awesome your screenshot is along with the miniature when I send it. And it'll be a cool fancy letter. I even have a stamp that I will wax seal it with, because why not? You got to be extra on Halloween, right? In any event, as for what the rules are pretty straightforward. basically we are looking for the best screenshot from Total War Warhammer 3, and it has to be about something undead. So you can use Vampire Counts, Vampire Coast, and Tomb Kings. And I mean, you could use anything you want, but the main focus of the picture should be about the undead, and that's what we're going to be looking for. So essentially, our attention is going to be focused on trying to get the best picture that just is super awesome and shows off the spooky terrifyingness or epic power of the various undead factions. But you can have anything in your photo. You know, we just it has to be a screenshot in game. So, you know, you have to use the game as you can, and you hit F12 for a screenshot, and then you can port it out. We have a channel set up in our Discord. There's a community challenge and community discussion area, and the community challenge section actually has the rules and everything in there, and the community discussion is just you talk to other people. As far as when the timeline goes to, it started back on the 17th, and it runs all the way up until actually October 27th, right before midnight on the 28th. So you have until midnight on the 28th of October to submit a photo. We ask that everyone only submit a single photo. So if you get a screenshot and then later you end up finding a better one, like you get something, you're like, oh yeah, that's really good, and you want to have that screenshot, that's fine. We would just ask that you either make a note of that when you send it in, to make sure that we replace your first one with your second one. You know, we don't want people just spamming a shitload of these, because that can make it just nightmarish. And the way this is going to work is that once the 28th happens, so October 28th begins at midnight, we will close the submissions. And once we have closed the submissions, we are going to open a community voting area. And within that community voting area is going to be like screenshots, and we are going to allow the community to vote on them, and whoever gets the most votes will be first, second most votes second, etc. So it's kind of be one of those things where you want to try and get a good idea of like what the community at large would want to see. There are not like traditional judges. It is going to be a community based event, and hopefully should be a lot of fun. But in any event, I'll have a link so you could join our Discord very easily down below, as well as a note of which channels to go into, and in there you can find all the rules. I'm not gonna go super hard over them as far as like how to submit it, because it's a little bit technical. It's not difficult. It's mostly just you take a screenshot, and then there's a link. You go to that link and you will send there's a submission form, and you fill that out, attach your picture, and you're done. And it's got some stuff there for any questions you may have. So that's the big news. So I really hope a lot of people feel interested in participating. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. There may even be some bonus prizes that wind up appearing in the tournament, outside of the ones I specifically talked about. I'm not anticipating that, but you know, things happen, and sometimes someone will show up and be like, I want to include this, etc. But in any event, if that sounds interesting to you, we would highly encourage you to sign up, and hopefully we get some cool entries, and everyone looks forward to the voting that'll start on October 28th. I'll do a reminder when the voting is about to close and all of that jazz is wrapping up. Outside of that, one of the other things that I want to talk about is, I believe today, and I'm gonna look like a damn fool if it's not today, but I'm pretty sure it's today, I will be streaming a new game on Steam, which is Shootas, Blood and Teef, which is a pretty awesome looking game that revolves around playing orcs in Warhammer 40,000. It's kind of like Metal Slug, but in any event, I'm probably going to be messing around with that today. So if you've got some free time, feel free to come join us on stream at www.twitch.tv/Loremaster. There we go. I don't know my own domain like that. Another thing that I need to talk about is I haven't really dedicated a video to this, and I do need to do a dedicated video to this, but I have a merch store now. I haven't really mentioned that, but it's true. I do have a merch store. We sell t-shirts, we sell posters that have like some really cool, really well done monster drawings with a lot of like little lore facts and stuff written around them, which is part of our kind of like monstrous arcanum type theming. We also have some mouse pads, and we're going to be adding a lot more things there in the near future. but I just kind of wanted to draw attention to that because I haven't really been doing a good job of drawing attention to that, just because I've been very busy with some other things. But there we go. Just trying to bring that up on a regular basis. I think that's about everything super important going on right now. There will be lots of different kinds of streams and other little things happening, but you know, you can just kind of keep an eye on community, the community tab here on YouTube, or join the Discord or follow me on Twitter for any of those. I hope you're all doing well and you're having a good time. I've been doing okay. I got back to my first Age of Sigmar tournament in a really long time this past weekend, and it was a good time. I got my I was doing super well until my opponent got like a 1 in 241 chance roll or something like that, where you got a 666 and it just destroyed me because it activated just a bullshit. Just imagine if you were playing a Total War match and your opponent has a button that he can press and there's a very small percentage chance that it's going to go off, right? And he presses that button and it goes off, and it causes everything in his army to move like twice as fast, and all of their weapon strength, their melee attack, and their charge bonus was all doubled map wide for like a good minute. Basically, that's what happened to me. I still almost won that game. I got close, but in any event, that's gonna be it. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you on stream later today for some Shootas, Blood, and Teef. Or I might, I have to double check when I'm allowed to start playing that today. And then there's also going to be stuff revolving around, if we have time, maybe some Witcher 3, and of course checking out patch 2.2 later today. So in any event, thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye.